This is Devjit this side. Yesterday I told you about the Hacktoberfest event, and today let's get our hands on some basics of GitHub. Hope everyone has Git Bash installed. If not, I will start with installing Git Bash, and for the editor we will use Notepad++. You can use whatever you prefer, but we will be using Notepad++ for today. Hope my screen is visible to you. So we will start by installing Git Bash. Uh, we will just let the default settings be and click on next until it finishes. Here for the editor, we are choosing Notepad++. You can use whatever you like from the below, but we will be choosing Notepad++. If you have any doubts, you can join our Telegram links and ask there. People will be happy to help. Okay, once it's finished installing, launch Git Bash, and we will be linking our profiles to the Git Bash terminal. For linking, we will be using these commands. These commands will be provided to you in the chat. So if you cannot follow, please copy paste the commands from there. The first command is git config --global user.name, and in double quotations write the username of your account. So and for the email, we will be using the command git config --global user.email, and in double quotations the email ID which you have used to create the GitHub account. Once it's done, you can check whether your email ID and username has been linked or not by using the following commands. Git config --global user.email to check whether your email ID has been linked or not, and git config --global user.name to check whether your username has been linked or not. Once it's done, now we will create a repository and learn how to push projects to GitHub. Okay, so first you will see how to create a repository. Head over to github.com and log in with your account. Once you are done, head over to here where you can see the plus sign and a drop down. Click over to the drop down and select new repository. Once this page loads, you have to provide here the repository name. The repository name should be a unique in your profile. You cannot use a name which has already been used. So if your account is a new one, you're good to go with any name. But if you have an old account, you should use a name which has not already been used. So let me write my name, project name as demo repository name. And you can choose to provide a description, but that's optional. And you can make your uh, repository private or public. That's up to you. So we will go with public. And here you can choose whether to add a README file or the git ignore file or choose a license. But we will skip this for now as it's a learning stage. Now we will create the repository. Okay, so once the repository has been created, you will be shown this page, which basically means that you don't have any files or folders linked to your repository. And here it shows how to set up your repository for the first time. So we will be following this guide. First, we will head over to the folder which has our project. Here I've already created a demo text.txt file. Okay. And now we will open the git bash terminal. We will copy the path to the folder and in git bash terminal, and then write cd space the path to that folder, and hit enter. Sorry. So it's a problem of the bash. So if you are getting such error, just go step by step. First of all, just move to first of all move to the uh, folder, then move to the subfolder, and then move to concurrent subfolders if you have them. If you are getting such error like mine, file of directory. So here are a bunch of commands GitHub already gives to push your project to the repository. And by pushing a project, uh, you mean to send your committed changes you made to a file, or the changes you made to a file basically, to GitHub's repository, the one you created. So we will follow the commands written here. First, git init. So you should see this message, initialized empty git repository in whichever folder you are. Okay, then this is an additional step. You can do it or skip it as you like. Git add readme.md. What this does is makes or creates a readme.md file, which is optional. You can always skip it. So we will skip it for now. Then we will follow this command. You can basically copy paste also from here. So we will enter this command. Okay, for those of you who are interested, readme.md is a file which basically says what your repository is. What it does, and basically the demonstration or explanation of your repository. For readme.md, there is it's a markdown. Basically, it's a markdown file, and there are a bunch of commands you can write. Not commands actually. There are a bunch of ways to write readme.md. We will link a article how you can write readme.md in the chat. So for committing, we will use this command get commit -m first commit. Okay, so what this -m means is it creates a message for the commit. For committing, you have to write a commit message. and this dash m writes this message. Whatever you put inside the double colon is the message you want to create for this commit. And get commit means you are committing the changes you have made inside this file, this demotext.txt. So we will run this command. Here it says initial commit untracked files demotext.txt. Once it's done, we will run this command get branch main. Okay, I missed a step. Just sorry, guys, I missed a step. We have to add the files first. So for adding, you need to write this command get add star. What this does is adds the files for commit, and then you have to run this command get commit m first commit. So this is how your commit is created. You can check it. After you're done, run this command. And then this command. This command get remote add origin adds this repository to the local repository. Local repository being the event folder. It should run like this. If it gives some error, you can ask in the Telegram group. And once this is done, push it with this command get push u origin main. I did. Okay, so you create a file in any folder of your PC and name it anything you want. Here I named it new text.txt, and then in the git bash terminal, just go to the file folder where it's located. I told you how to do it. Basically cd and link to the path. Once you're there, initialize the repository by the command get init. When you are done, you can add the files in that folder by the command get add space dot and enter. These will add all the files present in the directory for changes in the repository. Once you are done, you can just use this command get commit dash m in double colon whatever the message you want to give for the commit. For pushing a commit, you need to give a push commit message. The commit message can contain any message you want while pushing. So after giving the message in these double colons, you press enter and the changes will be committed. Once the changes are committed, you need to add the remote repository to your local working space. So the remote repository here is this one, this repository we created demo. Once it's done, we will add this by the command git remote add origin and the link to the repository. Once the link to the repository has been created, we will add a branch. We can do this by get branch dash m in capitals and name of the branch. The name of the branch here is main. and then enter. It should work without any problems. When it's done, we will push the changes. We push by using the command git push dash u origin main. So I know you might be having a lot of questions like what is branch, what is push and all. So I will answer them one by one. If you have any questions regarding this, you can ask in the chat. Okay, the next thing we will do is learn how to fork a repository. So for forking, what is first? Let me tell you what is forking a repository mean. So forking a repository means creating a copy of it for yourself. For example, we have this repository here in KitFoss Hacktoberfest workshop demo. So if we fork this repository, we are creating a repository, the copy of this repository for ourselves. We can make changes to it and do whatever we like. So to fork, we first need to go to the repository we want to fork to. For example, we will be using this repository to fork Hacktoberfest workshop demo. And for forking, we need to click here, this fork. Once we click, it will start forking the repository for us and create a copy of the repository in our profile. You can see it mentions here fork from KitFoss OSH Hacktoberfest workshop demo. So once it forks, it is forked, we can make changes however we want to this repository that we have forked. Okay, so now moving on to the fork repository, we will learn how to make changes to this fork repository, to clone this fork repository, and then whatever changes we have made, we will learn how to push them and create a pull request. The main motive of learning how to create a pull request is to show how we can contribute to the Hacktoberfest event. So ignoring all these previous mishaps, which I am again sorry for, let's move to cloning and making changes to this repository, pushing it, and learning how to give a pull request. So for cloning, just it's as simple as going here, this code green button, and clicking this paste icon. I hope you all can see it. Just paste it, and the link to the repository will be copied. Once it's copied, you move to the git bash, and to clone the repository, you type this command git clone and the link to the repository. And since the repository will be cloned somewhere, it will be cloned with the name that the repository has. So the repository which you clone will be named as Hacktoberfest workshop demo. If you want some other name, you can name it as for example demo or workshop demo, like this. So first let me change the directory, since we are inside a working directory. So we'll just go back with cd dash dash, and we're in the desktop now. So once we are in the desktop, we will clone the repository now. To clone, we will use that command again, git clone, the link to the repository, and the custom name of the folder we want. So we will write as demo workshop. and we will let it clone. So see, it will clone the repository into the folder workshop, demo workshop. It will throw these bunch of messages, and once it's done, it will say 100%. So you can now move to that folder. Here it is, demo workshop, and you can see all the files has been cloned. You can check with the repository itself. There are two files, readme.md and main.c, and here we have two files, main.c and readme.md. So we need to make changes to main.c and push it. So first we will open this file, main.c, and make changes to it. So for example, here it's calculator, which has a case only of adding. We will add another case, which subtracts it. So we will add the case where it subtracts, and the result will be x minus y. Then we break it. So once the change has been done, this is our change. We will separate it and write as the comment I mean, sorry, changes. So once we have made the changes, we will save the file, exit the editor, and in git bash, we will go and see what changes we made. So to see the changes, we type git log. Oh, sorry. First, we have to move to the folder. So to move to the folder, you write cd, the name of the folder, which is demo workshop. So once you're inside the folder, you can check what files you have changed by using the command git log. So here it shows what files you have changed. The file is here. I made changes to main.c, and the first author of the file was Rajesh here. Now to see what is the status of the file after the change, we will use this command get status. So see, it shows which file I have changed to, and what are the files that has been changed. So it's main.c here. Since I have added that subtraction method, so it shows the change here. To add that changes, we will use that command again, git add space dot, and then enter. It adds all those changes to be committed, and then to commit, we use the command git commit dash m. Dash m is used for the commit message. For the commit message, we will write what exactly we made changes to, add subtract method. And then once we have written the message, we will commit it, commit the changes. So here it says one file changed, 4 insertions. We have made changes to 4 lines, which is exactly what is reflected here. So after we have made the changes, we will push by using this command, git push. So see, here the changes are being pushed to the repository from which it was cloned. The repository we cloned was Hacktoberfest workshop demo, and we have changes. We have made the changes and pushed it, and here it will be reflected if we just refresh the browser. So see, I added the subtract method with the message add subtract method. You can see it in the commit. Show it once again. Here it's written two commits. You can changes all the changes you made by going here. So we added this add subtract method. Here exactly 4 lines were changed. We added this case and we committed this with the commit message add subtract method. It was committed. So we made the changes. And now to add the changes to the repository we forked it from this kitfork Hacktober workshop demo, what we will do is give a pull request. So to give a pull request, you can see it clearly mentions here, this branch is one commit ahead of kitforce master. So to give a pull request, simply do this. Click here, pull request. You see what you are changing here. It will say what changes you have made. And here it says create pull request. You give a pull request here. You add the message you want to write. Here it's add subtract method. I will leave it be. You can add comments too. So write a comment. It's optional. You can write the comment or skip it. It's up to you. So we'll write a comment. Uh, added subtract. Once you have written the comment, which is optional, you give a pull request by clicking create pull request. The pull request will be created and it can be viewed on the main repository we forked it from. You can check your pull request will be reflected here. And after the pull request has been accepted, it will be shown here. And how it is how it is uh, reflected in the Hacktoberfest site, I will show you. So first we go to the Hacktoberfest site. Sign in with GitHub. And once you have signed in with GitHub, you can see the changes you have made. I made changes to Kitforce Hacktoberfest workshop demo and gave a PR. You can see it is reflected here. It says you submitted add subtract method to Kitforce Hacktoberfest workshop demo. So the PR I gave is reflected here. Once it's accepted, it will say 1 out of 4 pull request. So once it's accepted, I will show you how it looks. We will go and refresh and we can see thanks for the PR. Our changes has been merged and you can find it here in the Git Hacktoberfest workshop demo that our pull request has been accepted by checking the commit. See the pull request from workshop demo, which is us, has been accepted and it will be reflected now in the Hacktoberfest site if you refresh it. It's taking some time, but it will be reflected. We will visit again later to check it out, but it will be reflected here. Okay, so once you've created a PR, let me show you an example of what a good PR and what a bad PR is. PR basically means pull request. We are covering this topic because GitHub recently updated their profile on how and what pull request has to be made or what is a spam pull request because of a recent incident by Indians, basically Indian developers giving spam pull requests to big repositories just by changing a few lines or maybe white spaces for just winning this free t-shirt. So we will see what a good pull request is and what a bad pull request is. So the pull request we just did, it's, you can say basically it's an okay pull request. It's not exactly a good pull request because it does not as add as much as value to this project. But I'll show you what a bad pull request is now. Since we have cloned this readme.md file here, this readme.md, and this readme.md has this written: Hacktoberfest workshop demo repository for creating Hacktoberfest 2020 workshop. Okay, so we will just remove this blank space. Sorry, dot. So we open this file and then just remove this dot and save it. So since you have changed the file, Git will show that the file has been changed. If you go and write git status, it will show the file has been changed. Even if you just removed a dot, and if you add it, it will be added to the changes. And if you commit it, it will be committed. So I've made the changes and pushed the changes, and you can see here that the changes has been pushed. If we go and check our forked version of the repository, yeah, so it's the version we forked. And if you see, we have this remove dot commit here, which basically does nothing but removes this dot. And we can give a PR with this change too. But that's an example of how a bad pull request is. It adds zero value to this repository, changes absolutely nothing, and it's a time waste for the maintainers of this repository or for yourself, because you learn nothing from it, just to gain free goodies. So if I give a pull request, and I will show how this adds no values and what happens when this is marked as a spam. How a spam pull request looks like. Okay, see. So we basically did nothing, just but just remove the dot, and so the maintainer of this repository has marked our change as invalid because we did nothing. Basically, it's a spam pull request. And by the guidelines of Hacktoberfest 2020, which has been renewed today, if any of your two pull requests are marked as spam, you will be ineligible to participate in Hacktoberfest this year and the years following. So please do make changes accordingly, add something which adds a value, and give pull request which has some meaning to it. Otherwise, don't give spam pull requests. And if you are very new to this, if you don't know programming very much, you can always check out beginner friendly repositories to contribute to. There are absolutely many of them. We have our own, which you can fork and give changes to readme.md, but make sure they don't remove white spaces or one or two words. If you have to write something, right, you have to edit something, you can edit, but don't just remove one word or white space or dots for the sake of changing and giving a PR. See, so one of our pull requests has been accepted. which is reflected here, as I said. And the bogus request we sent, which is basically a spam request of removing a dot, it got rejected, which is invalid. As you can see here by the icon, it says your PR has been labeled as invalid or spammed by maintainer and won't count towards Hacktoberfest. Okay, so it has been marked as invalid and it won't count as a, submission or in the progress of your events pull request. So here you can read the do's and don'ts of Hacktoberfest, which has been updated as I'm saying because of all the spam pull requests everyone is giving. So be careful with it and don't give spam pull requests.